If life is but a dream, then I chose the wrong team. Watching it all crash together like an elusive river flowing down.
Now, the older I get, the more I realize that intelligence is a threat. And what I mean is that nobody wants to know the truth about themselves. Nobody wants to take the time to think logically anymore. If you say something, people are so quick to question it. What did you mean by that? What does that mean? Why did you say that? And so people respond emotionally rather than thinking logically. Now, I'm not saying that we don't offend people all the time. Sometimes we say something that's very disrespectful of us. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that when you're pointing out a person's character or a flaw or something to try to help them get better, they're so quick to dismiss it. They're so quick to throw it to the side and say, you know what, you're just trying to get at me, or you just don't care, or you don't love me, or whatever. And I'm saying this as a person that was like that. I can admit that I was like that. People would tell me about myself and I'm looking at them like, yo, what are you talking about? That's not my character. Get away from me. But as I get older, I realize, you know what? I was mad, not because they were lying to me, but because it was true, but I didn't want to admit it to be true to myself. Because admitting that someone else is right means that I have to admit that I'm wrong. And accountability is something that a lot of us don't want to take. Now, I can sit here and be honest about it and say, for a while, I just didn't like people talking to me because I felt like they only said things just try to better me so that they can benefit. And how many people genuinely care about you nowadays? I know what it's like to be around a group of people and feel like no matter what I say, I'm not heard. I know what it's like to be around a group for years and feel so lost, so unheard, feel unapported, unappreciated, etc., etc. But the more I look back at those days, the more I realize that a part of that is me. I need to take time to look within and heal. I need to take time and ask myself, why do I feel that way? What's the cause of that? How can I get over that? What was I missing? What should I have done? And as I begin to look more and more within myself, I realize the trauma that I hold, hurts that I carried, times when I was cut and didn't want to heal from it, or never took the time to realize that I was hurt. How many lashes I took within and still thought I was okay. The times when someone said something to me and I didn't allow myself to be angry about it in that moment. Instead, I held on to it, saying, I'm a man, I'll tough it out. But you can only be tough for so long. Everyone has a weakness. Everybody has a breaking point. And when you reach past that limit, then what does it benefit you? What does it really benefit to be a person that's carrying so much luggage inside, so much anger inside, so much bitterness, hate, whatever it is that you're carrying inside, and think you're okay? And yeah, I can say, yes, we need safe spaces and we need places where we can curl up and just let it all out. But for some reason, we choose to live the fallacy. The old saying, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. That is what we walk around sometimes with. We walk around with a stone face and call it a mask. Deep down inside, we're hurt, we're tired, we're frustrated, we're losing focus, we're losing ambition. But we wake up saying, yeah, man, we got this, with a smile on our face, wide grinning. And then we look at ourselves in the mirror and we pull a Joker flex. Why so serious? But I'm done with that. The mask is off. And so the reason why I built True Whispers Poetry is because I want people to hear truth. I want people to understand that we all are broken inside and that we can take the time to heal. We just have to look within, find those we can talk to. And when we decide to actually work within ourselves and work upon ourselves and work with ourselves, then it'll be easier to deal with others. So take it from me. I've been there. I know what it's like. And we can all make it through it. Trust me, you got this. Let's go.
If life is but a dream, then I chose the wrong team.